Yeah. Buffalo Fanatics. Yeah, I'm a fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Play good, be humble. Number 17, the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic.
Ladies
I'm a Buffalo
and gentlemen,
fanatic. I'm a Buffalo
it's
fanatic.
your boy back at it again. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's the Rico Report. We back at it. Day 10 in the books training camp. Folks, one more practice. Preseason around the corner. Just a few days away. And the season is officially here. We're going to be trading pads, trading hits, trading paint is what they say. Just a short few days coming against the Chicago Bears. And it turns out it's going to be some good football play played. And we got some things to figure out. We got some roster spots to figure out. There's been some really good football this offseason. Josh Allen spoke on it himself. What's the difference, Josh? What's been going on with these Bills? Seems different. And he said it. It absolutely is different. And you know what they're asking. The underlying question or the undershot question is, what's life like without Stephon Diggs? Is it what you expected? Is the building there? Are you guys feeling like you're missing that something? Allen just decided to say, I'm not falling for it. And here's the real deal. There's something different about this team. We're vibing. We're hanging out. We're having dinner with one another. We're playing video games. We're ping-ponging. Whatever brings your teammates closer. And that's why Fisher, where they're practicing right now, John Fisher, is perfect. Put them all up in a dorm room like they're in college or whatever and have these guys just build. You know what I'm saying? Almost kind of like, remember the Titans. Denzel had these boys, fighting one another before. And then once camp was done, you took them on that long run right into the forest. The guys are sweating and panting. He goes, that's how we come together. So McDermott bring these guys to St. John Fisher. It's fantastic. Great job. It's a little different in Buffalo now. Will Josh be playing a little more free? Well, does he feel like he needs to look for 14? Does he feel like he needs to look for 13 over here? No. You can hit 22 on the sideline if you want to. You know what I mean? You can hit Agent Zero up for the jump ball. Number 4 is going to be there. Listen, it's gonna be fun this year. It's gonna be really fun this year. And what we're looking forward to seeing is come Saturday how strong that chemistry is, how quickly they can show us something. But everyone knows you're not going to get the starters in for very long. It's really about the depth pieces. It's really about the guys that are trying to make this squad. That's what it comes down to, folks. It's about the best 53 making the squad and obviously your depth behind that team. Right now, you got 91 guys in camp. 91 guys, bro. You gotta make these cuts. There's no, let's get down to 70 and man. We holding on to all 90 until we make our final cuts. So preseason is where everyone has to show up and show out. And I got 5 trending players that I feel that are headed in the right direction. They still got a few things to do. They still got a few ways to go in order to solidify their spots on the squad. But I'm gonna tell you right now, we're building something. We're building something real good. My girl, Laura, what's up, Laura? Laura said, I set my alarm so I wouldn't miss it again. What up, Rico? Let's go, fam. We're very on time tonight. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'll be real with you. This night shift is kicking my butt right now. And my sleep these last couple of days has been up and down. And I've been up for a minute. So I was like, you know what? We on it. We on it today. So appreciate you guys all tuning in, by the way, for the very first time. If you guys are here for the very first time, welcome. This is the Buffalo Fanatics. It's your boy Rico. It's the Rico Report. And if you guys have been tuning in since day one, you already know what to do, man. Smash that like, and let's get this thing popping. And so what shall we talk on to start this this show, and I got quite a show for us to talk about. But let's get into a few little things that I'm curious about. So obviously the red blue game took place, and we had some good things happen on the offensive side, especially more specifically in the red zone. We saw some really good things happen, and defense is starting to really show out. Defense is starting to really come together and really get this thing popping. And I'm really interested in that because we lost some players, man. And we got some new players on the squad. We lost some dogs on the squad, but some guys are really stepping their game up. And this is something to be super encouraged about how this defense and how McDermott continues to put these guys, the best pieces together to make this defense potent. Telling you, like guys that you didn't think that were going to really show out or really needed to step up their game, they are. Kyer Elam being one of them. I'm absolutely thrilled about the development of Kyer Elam. I'm going to be real. I was one of probably many that were sitting there ready to say, you know what? That brother's a bust. Get him out of here. He's not cutting it. It's just not for him. But he's really put his foot in the ground and is really getting this thing cracking. Good on Kyer Elam. We'll talk on Kyer Elam in just a little bit. But there's a lot of guys that are going to be stepping the game up. So, but the red-blue game took place. And one thing that was really cool about the red-blue game is my guy, Josh Allen. And Josh Allen is a star of this team. We all know that. And Josh, every year, decides to run out and tease the fan base and tease everybody. And take a look at this. Take a look at this, folks. You can't tell me that this helmet isn't nasty work. If for some reason, if the Bills can just get their heads out of their butts, because these guys, they just don't want to conform. They keep teasing us with these nice alternative helmets and uniforms, and they don't do anything about it. We go back to our really nice uniforms. I think we have one of the best uniforms in the game. Trust me when I tell you that. But this right here, though, now, instead of, hear me out, instead of going the red on red jerseys, which a lot of people don't like that combination. You know, when we do our Thursday night games, right? We go the double red on red or we go white on white. I don't think we've done white on white, but red on red is what we normally go, the color rush games, right? Instead of going red on red, why don't we just do this? Why don't we just come out bold? Black jerseys. Maybe tweak a couple things. The one thing I would really tweak here is that standing buffalo that's in red. Throw that bitch in white. Yo, Bob's your uncle. I don't know if you can squeeze a couple blue, maybe some blue outlines around the numbers. But listen, you stick this uniform out here with the white standing buffalo on that helmet, with the matte black helmet. That visor just puts the icing on top. But bring this out. Bring this out on Thursday Night Football, bro. Bro, it's a shutout. It's a shutout. Josh is throwing for 600 yards. He's rushing for 200. It'd be a nasty game, man. Golly, if we could do something like that. Now, some folks are like, yuck, gross. Get that trash out of here. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Who's with me with the black on black standing white buffalo on that on a Thursday night color rush football game? Come on now. Talk to me. I'm feeling it. I don't know what y'all, but I'm feeling that. Bring me that. But anyways, so Josh brought out the black helmet, and he got some heads turning. He got some heads turning. Some folks didn't like it. Some folks are very traditional. They like just give me my red helmets, give me my white helmet with the buffalo, and call it a day. I get it. You know, some people don't like change. My man said, "Oh, people." Some people don't like change, but this right here, like, just make it happen. Make it happen, my guy. Whoever's in charge of jersey distribution or helmet design and just tweaking it. I don't know who's designing this, but whoever you are, I like it. And you know what I mean? Go on and knock on the powers that be and say, yo, can we make this happen for a Thursday night? Surprise everybody? Last minute and just say, you know, we're in the blacks? Y'all got to stop teasing us like this, man. Y'all got to stop teasing us like this with money helmets like this. and then you come out with the blue. I mean, last year's helmet was nice. I like when Josh came out. I think it was a blue helmet last year he came out with. I can't remember, but he came out with a nasty one. I was like, oof, give me that. So quit teasing us, man. That's what I'm saying. I want you to say, hey, Buffalo, the Buffalo PR team, quit teasing us. Make it happen. And let's go. Let's roll. Thursday night, color rush, black on black. Let's roll. Anyway, I figured that I wanted to touch on that because I thought that was pretty dope. Call it the blackout game. I like that. The blackout home game. Yo, get your towels. You know what I'm saying? get them things rolling, man. Ed Oliver will start the chant. You know what he's gonna do. He's gonna climb up on one of the benches and just let it go, baby. Stop playing. Anyway, I like that. I'm a fan. Marshall says, hey, outline the numbers with blue. Also the standing Buffalo. Shoot. Now we talking. Now we getting creative now. Now we getting creative. The black is dope for the color rush. I'm with you. Yo, Laura, thank you, girl. Anyway, I just figured I'd throw that out there because Josh keeps doing it, man. Josh, you have enough power in that building. I mean, golly, you got the key to the city, my guy. You have enough influence that you can literally walk into whomever's office and just say, you know what, guys? That's the one I want. That's the one I want. I'm the franchise, right? And the franchise is telling you that's the jersey combination, helmet and all that I want. And what will make things even more interesting and put out a poll, Buffalo Bills put out a poll and say, what color should the Buffalo be? Let the fans choose the standing Buffalo and what color it should be. And then go from there. I mean, give them 3 choices, 4 choices, 5, whatever the case is. I mean, that makes sense with the jersey collection and combination, and go from there. Anyways, I'm just talking. But anyway, I loved it. And so the red, blue, black. You got me saying the black game. The red, blue game went down, and Josh was teasing everybody with it, and I loved every bit of it. So quit teasing us, brother. Quit teasing us. So that being said, we are day 10 in the books. Day 9 was quite a day for the defense as well. Let's recap a little bit on camp because camp is just around the corner, folks. It's over with. One more practice and it's done. So day 9 in camp. I mean, I'm gonna be talking about the day 10 as well, but day 9 in camp was a good one. The pads were back on, and a rookie that I'm going to be talking about as one of my trending players absolutely is showing out. And that is Daquan Hardy. We're going to talk about in just a little bit. Christian Bedford continues to have a strong camp. This guy's, bro. The fact that we found Christian Bedford, late round pick, and we sitting here with Rasul Douglas that just knows where to be. He's around the football. And you got Kyer Elam developed and ready to have a breakout year for himself, and he will be implemented in this defense. You can rest assured that he will be. Bro, his confidence is at an all-time high. This is fantastic. So Christian Bedford with the defensive backfield room, I'm loving everything that they're doing. But I'm really impressed with Taylor Rapp, man. Taylor Rapp has just been active. That's the best thing I can say. He's been very active, man. And I love it. They're trading. They're going back and forth. And this guy just only knows one speed of playing ball. Full speed, 100%. And if you're in his way, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So get out this brother's way. And you want that type of dog mentality on your team and at the safety position. Because if you don't watch out and you don't have your head on a swivel, your block is coming off. That's Taylor Rapp for you. That's Taylor Rapp. So I'm a big fan of Taylor Rapp, and he's having a very strong camp. So big salute to Taylor Rapp. We got other names that are coming out. Zach Davidson. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about what's going on with guys that are emerging and coming out of nowhere. We got to talk about that for real. KJ Hamler doing big things. I'm loving what I'm seeing from KJ Hamler. We got to talk about Tyler Bass. Tyler Bass continues to have okay days. I don't want to say he's having bad days. He's having okay days. He's had 2 consecutive days where he's hitting 80% of his kicks. And it sounds great. I mean, obviously you want your guy to go 100 for a one, 100%. You want him to hit everything. It's not always going to happen. But like the reviews are coming out and like, I mean, it's shaky. He's all right. He's missing from like 46, missing from like 49. Like, come on, man. hey, we talked about this early in the offseason. We're like, hey man, he'll shake it off, he'll get it back together. I don't know if he's shaking it off yet. Maybe I don't want to make any more excuses. Maybe this and maybe that, bro. When push comes to shove and we need you to put it through the damn pipes, you better deliver. You better deliver, especially if the offense does what they're supposed to do. If defense makes a critical stop, Josh Allen brings the team up. We're supposed to lose this game, but Josh Allen comes in and makes something happen. And it's on you to tie the game or win it, and you don't deliver, it's on us because we've been seeing it in the offseason. I'm hoping he gets it together. I really do hope he gets it together. I want to root for Tyler Bass. Straight Bass, homie. We want that. We want to say those things again. I don't want to take the B out of that. I want to continue to say straight Bass, homie, and we're off the sideline. You know what I mean? We're 3 for 3 for field goals, and we're just killing it. Whew. I'm just saying. Shout out to my guy, Jeff King. What up, Jeff? What's happening? What is happening? By the way, salute to everybody tuned in by now. We're having a good time. And we're about to get into the depth chart. We're about to get into some position battles. Who's trending, who's not, who's on the outside looking in. Listen, man, we are not far away from decisions being made. So start, you know what I'm saying? Start looking at it. I mean, we're gonna look into the depth chart and we're gonna see who has an opportunity to make the squad. It's gonna be interesting. Anyway, that being said, day 9 in the books. I'm loving what I'm seeing, and the one thing that I'm really liking is defensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator Bobby Babich. Let me tell you, he's 40 years old, right? Young buck in the coaching realm, if you will. And there's something about this guy that I really like. And I have a feeling that I think Coach McDermott is going to give him the reins and calling the plays. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. Something tells me that Babich will be the guy that we see calling plays. There's something there's something that oozes about this guy when he's on there. This guy right here, there's something about him that tells me I'm confident, I'm cool, I know what I'm doing. You trusted me. You signed me to be the leader in the defense. The guys respect me. They know what I'm about. And he's got his ways of connecting with these players. And that's the biggest thing, man. If you can connect with your coach and you're not disconnected from your coach, you're connected and you know what he's looking for and he relates, bro, things just go smoother. So you bring in a Bobby Babich, a young Bobby B, and you got this guy running the defense, bro, you can't go wrong with that. And I saw he had a presser and he had the slobber knocker t-shirts that he's got going right now for these boys. And he said something that was really profound, was really interesting. He says, yo, these guys get paid millions. These guys get paid millions, man. And whoever comes out and lays the wood and lays the hardest wood, and I'm not pausing that, right? Who lays the hardest wood, they come on the sideline, but yo, that was me. Yo, toss me my t-shirt, man. Forget about that Angry Runs t-shirt that, you know what I mean, Kyle Brandt keeps giving out. It's that Slobber Knockers t-shirt, right? You snot bubbling cats. You smacking them so hard, they snot bubbles coming out. So that's the type. Bobby Babich got these boys really hitting. So Taylor Rapp is going to be a recipient of that t-shirt multiple times. You're going to have to throw in Terrell Bernard in that bitch too. He ain't the biggest linebacker, but boy, if he hits you, you're going to feel that. Milano, you already know Milano can come in and lay the wood and lay the lumber. So I'm loving what Babich is bringing. And I truly believe that when it comes down to it, week 1, I think he'll give Babich the reins to call the plays on defense. And that's giving trust to your defensive coordinator. Now that takes something off your plate and allows you to coach this team all the way through. Special teams with Coach Smiley, defense with Babich, offense with Coach Brady. You can be everywhere. You're not spread thin having to call these defensive plays. Leave it to this young buck right here. He's got it. You let him have it. So I'm looking forward to seeing if he does give it up. I have a feeling he gives it up to him, man. And I think it'll be well earned. I think the guys respect him. I think his track record proves it. He's moved up defensive ranks, right? From position coach right now to the defensive coordinator. And everywhere he's been, he's had success. And his pops is not that far back. So, I mean, shoot, if he needs to hit up his dad, be like, yo, pops, what are you thinking? He's got resources. You can't go wrong. I like it. I'm a big fan of what this brother brings. And I think that we got a good one in him. And I think that coach is going to say, you know what? I think you're ready. I think you're ready to take over. And I think you're going to be the guy that calls the plays. And I trust you. I'm hoping that when he does take the reins, this defense, boy, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for a lot of these offenses this coming season. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this all plays out. So big shout out to Bobby Babich. Big shout out to this defense. The defense has been playing well, and it's not stopping. It's not stopping, and it's so infectious that it's permeating to the next day. The defense in day 10 was cooking yet again, not allowing the offense to do a whole lot. Some successes here and there, but for the most part, this defense was dominant yet again. Here's something that was a concern somewhat last year that potentially is becoming a concern right now. James Cook. James Cook, nice catch on the sideline, and he's not controlling or dropping the football, whatever you want to call it, or fumbling. Drop, fumble, whatever you're calling. But if Josh Allen places a beautiful ball, tell me when you've heard this before, places a beautiful ball to you, and you're wide open, and the end zone's right there. Brother, please catch the football. Catch the football, man. We like when James cooks. We love it. But, bruh, if you continue to have these little lapses of judgment, lapses of, not being focused, and you letting Christian Benford come in and pop that ball up, bro, you got to finish and get into the end zone. He's going to be a tremendous talent for this team, but those little things are going to cost us games, and you know that they have, i.e. the Eagles game. Oh, I'm still hurt from that game. That's a game we had. That's a game that we should have beat. We should have beat that team, right? These little things, these little tiny things, we got to clean that up. We have to absolutely clean that up. And I'm a big fan of James Cook. I've learned to like James Cook. I was very hard on James Cook. I didn't think that, he was my guy, Breece Hall, right? But he's got different skill sets. I'm still a Breece Hall fan. But he's got different. Somebody said, here we go. Here we go. Listen, well, here we go again. How many times are we going to hear, oh, shoot, James Cook dropped that one? Come on, man. I don't want to hear that, man. I want to hear that we brought him in for a reason, and he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do with us. Now, is he going to clean it up? Of course he is. He's going to clean it up. It's just that I just don't want this to rear its head when we really need James Cook to come in. When Josh puts the ball on him on the money, drops the football. Can't have that. Can't have that. And I'm going to tell you something. There's someone on his heels. There's someone on his heels. I'm just saying. There's someone on his heels. He's just waiting for his opportunity. Pierre's like, yo, Rico got to find somehow to hate on Cook. Hey, I ain't hate on Cook. I'm not hating on Cook. You guys already know that. I'm just pointing out the things that we've seen from him last year. We heard it again today. Twice. I'm just saying. We ain't trying to hear that. I mean, it's camp, so we'll chalk it up to that. But once the bright lights are on, some people perform while the bright lights are on. We already know who they are. James Cook seems to be one of those guys that does, but he has his moments of where we need you to, we need you to come through. We need you to come through. Kim, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that, Kim. We gonna get to that. But anyway, day 10 in the books. What took place? Allen obviously was doing what he does. Davidson had a strong day yet again. That's going to be interesting before that competition between him and Quentin Morris. I'm looking forward to seeing that. We had some Allen to Knox, Allen to Shakir. So Allen's cooking. He's cooking with his guys, right? Coleman, Shakir, Knox. We're going to see a lot of those things. So I'm looking forward to this game this weekend to see how, if there's a lot of playing time from him. Maybe he doesn't play whatsoever. We haven't really quite heard anything just yet. But really looking forward to it. But the name of the game today was defense. Javon Solomon was the rookie, was having some time. He had some pressure. Obviously, Rasul Douglas, the veteran, he got in some work. He got an interception today in camp. Kincaid and Hollins had some touchdowns today. Deion Dawkins did leave the practice today, by the way. He did leave practice. A little concerned with that because the minute he left practice, the defense started to really eat. They really started to eat, and the offense didn't really quite recover. So Ryan Vandermark was the one that took over. I thought it would have been Alec Anderson, but okay. Or maybe he's still nursing his injuries a little bit from the heat exhaustion or whatever the case is. But Alex Anderson, I thought was going to be the swing guy. But yeah, Vandermark got in, and Buddy was, you know what I mean? It wasn't quite Deion Dawkins. Let's just put it that way. It wasn't quite Deion Dawkins, but for the most part, offense had their bits and pieces of success, but the name of the game was defense. And I love this about the defense being on it, because if the offense was cooking, because everyone knows in camp, if you ever played sports, especially football more specifically, defense just they gel much quicker than the offense does. It's just a fact. That's just what it is. So if it would have been a big problem for me if the offense was cooking that defense, it would have been a big problem. And I wouldn't have been pleased about that. But the defense is doing what they're supposed to do. That tells me that everybody's in sync, everybody's on the same page, and they're moving as one. And that's kudos to Sean McDermott. That's kudos to Holcomb. That's kudos to Bobby Babich and the staff. These guys are ready to go. And we lost quite a few guys on this team. So the fact of the matter is this: Taylor Rapp getting in there, Christian Benford, Elam's getting some plays in there. Obviously, we're waiting for Edwards to come back. You got the Rook Bishop. So there's some things, there's some new pieces on this squad. But for the most part, I'm loving everything that I'm hearing, and it's really encouraging. It's absolutely really encouraging. But the one thing I'm sitting here with, I just told you about Tyler Bass, obviously having his struggles. I don't want to call them struggles, but Tyler Bass having his moments of like, you mean I'm hot and then I'm not. Today he went 6 for 8. I think maybe a couple practices ago it was similar. Those numbers were similar as well. He missed a couple field goals. So again, I'm hoping that my man Tyler Bass really comes into his own and he finds his rhythm and he's just on it. He's just on it, because we're going to need every single point this year. Our schedule is the tough one. It's always a tough one. It's like they have it against the Bills to give him a tough ass schedule to see if he's going to go through with it. So we'll see how that all plays out. But his misses today were from 46 and 52. So I mean, we watching. We want to see our guy Tyler Bass really come in and kill the games. But right now, you know what I'm saying? He's got a ways to go. He's got a ways to go to get back onto that track, but I think he will. So that being said, folks, we're about half hour in, and we talked about camp days 9 and 10. So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the depth chart is out. And if you haven't seen the depth chart, let's talk about it. Because if you guys haven't, my son is calling my name right now, so if he comes down, forgive me. But you know what? When the boy comes down, the boy comes down. So the official depth chart is out by the Bills. And nothing really stood out that's like, ooh, what about that? But let's talk about it. Let's jump into it, and let's have a look-see. So let me see if I can flip myself to this side. Let's go to this side here so we can kind of see what's going on. So obviously Josh Allen is going to be our guy, right? Josh Allen, and obviously Mitch Trubisky is the 1-2 punch at the quarterback position. James Cook right now is the dude. Now, what's really interesting is the James Cook, Ty Johnson. For now, Ty Johnson. But in my humble opinion, I think Ray Davis takes the running back 2 spot, only because he's been making plays, and Ty Johnson right now is knocked up. He's hurt. So right now, full opportunity is going to go to Ray Davis. So if Ty Johnson's ready for the game, then cool. You know he's going to perform. But I think the depth chart is going to change slightly when Ty Johnson is going to be battling it out with Ray Davis. And I think Ray Davis is going to edge out Ty Johnson for the number 2 spot. But that's why we play the game. That's why we play preseason games for guys to really stand out and see what they do. If Ray Davis comes in and foils a couple plans of not even pass blocking, which I highly doubt is going to happen, or he's fumbling the football, then obviously, he's not ready for the bright lights. We'll see. Ty Johnson is a vet. He's been in the game. We've seen what Ty Johnson can do, right? So obviously James Cook is going to be your guy. Ty Johnson right now, as of right now, is your second guy coming off the board. And then obviously Ray Davis as your third. Now, Reggie Gilliam, we're obviously going to keep that one fullback / he's a tight end. He's in everything, right? And the biggest point for him is he's a special team guy. So Reggie Gilliam should make the team, but stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. I'm not saying he's a lock, but I'm not saying he's not either. But stranger things have happened. Now, let's go to the receiver room. You see what I'm looking at. So let's kind of flip this over here. So we got Keon Coleman, obviously, and you got the rest of the guys, Tyrell Shavers and Chase Claypool. But let's go back over here. You got Keon, which is very interesting. You got Mac Hollins, and then you got Dalton Kincaid on the bottom, if you see that. And obviously on the other side of the bottom there's my hand here. You got Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir. So I love what I'm seeing with that. So Keon, obviously it's interesting that you see Keon on the other side. I'm like, boy, you better put Keon as a starter. I don't know what you guys doing, but right now they have Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir, and Mac Hollins. I don't know who they playing with. y'all better stop playing games first and foremost. You already know who's supposed to be there, but I'll play it. We'll play the game. We'll play the game. So as of right now, that's what we're looking at. And then obviously you got Tyrell Shavers is going to be getting some playing time with Chase Claypool, and obviously MVS is going to be in the mix. So right now, that's where we're at. We're talking about where's MVS. See, I'm sorry. Let me move out the way so you guys can see the whole thing. One second. So if you guys can hear me, so this is where we're at. So obviously, you're seeing Khalil Shakir right at the bottom, and MVS. Where is MVS? I'm trying to look for MVS. MVS is probably at the bottom as well. Probably got cut off, but MVS is in the mix. So it's going to be Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel. Actually, you know what? Let me remove this so you guys can see. This is why, because my monkey ass has this there. So you guys, there's your sketch. So there you go. So here's what we're looking at. So Mac Hollins, Khalil, Curtis Samuel, those are your starters for now. Then they have Keon Coleman, and then they have KJ Hamler, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. So as of right now, there's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 KJ Hamler. Okay, so if KJ Hamler is your wide receiver 6, that means you got Tyrell Shavers and Chase Claypool that's going to be battling it out to try to push KJ Hamler for that spot. Here's the thing. KJ Hamler is a return guy. He gives you return possibilities. So Tyrell Shavers, you're going to have to work your ass off enough to say that they value you enough. Because if it's not really and truly, it's going to be between KJ Hamler and Daquan Hardy. Those are the two. So whoever can show me more offensively or more defensively is who is going to be taking that kick return, punt return spot. So respectively, both those guys got to do their job. But here's the deal. MVS seems to be, based on this depth chart, is a lock for now. Chase Claypool is on the outside looking in, which we potentially saw that happening because Tyrell Shavers obviously is doing some work right now. But Hamler is the X factor. Do you keep Hamler as a return guy? Is he doing enough in the offensive scheme? Because if he is, then there's your 6. So let's go back. So let me see if I can hear. There's your 1. So 1, I'm trying to do this here. 2, 3, 4, and then you got your 5 and 6. And then you got Kincaid. All right, so there's your receiver room. So right now, that's what we're looking at. O-line. It's really self-explanatory, right? Deion Dawkins, David Edwards. Here we are. You got Connor McGovern as your center, Osiris Torrance, Spencer Brown. But let me see what we have at the depth spot, right? So you got Ryan Vandermark. So he was the one that replaced Deion Dawkins today when Deion Dawkins was sent to the sideline and the trainers were looking at him. Then you got Lyle Collins is not a lock to make this team. He hasn't shined enough for I mean, he's 31 years of age with a litany of injuries. He hasn't done enough or really proven enough to remain on the squad. So he ain't a lock to make this team. Will Clapp, what a name that is. And then you got Alec Anderson, which they do like a lot. Richard Gurriage with it, which they do like a lot. Question remains, how many linemen are we keeping? So we got your 5. There's 6. There's 7 with Alec Anderson. 8, and then maybe Will Clapp being 9. Lyle Collins outside looking in. I think we keep 9 linemen. So we'll see how all that plays out. And then don't forget, we got Mike Edwards, you got Cedric Van Pran. So you got to keep a backup center. So forget about those guys I talk about. You got to keep Cedric Van Pran. And then you got developmental pieces in Travis Clayton. And then you got obviously Gunnar Brighton. So, and Keaton Bills. Keaton Bills could be, he's outside looking in. So we'll see how this is why this preseason is going to be fun to see who stands out. But the O-line, I think we keep 9. Cedric Van Pran being one of them, Alec Anderson, and Ryan Vandermark. So there's your 8. And then your 9th, whoever. I mean, maybe we keep 10. I don't know. We'll see. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game at this point. So there's your depth in terms of O-line, receivers. You saw the running back room. Pretty self-explanatory. Darrington Evans you're on your way. You're outside looking in, Darrington Evans. I mean, let's keep it a buck here. Brian Thomas, Lawrence Keys, Xavier Johnson, outside looking in. Darrington Evans, he's an interesting one because he's got really good ability to catch the football out of the backfield. Maybe he makes it to the practice squad. Maybe Frank Gore makes it to the practice squad. Keeping 2 running backs on the practice squad, I don't know about all that, but we'll see. All right. And last but not least, the most interesting one is the tight end room. Your locks are obviously Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. And then you got to deal with a competition. I don't care what you want to call it. I know that Morris got brought back with a extension, I think a 1-year extension. But Zach Davidson is making noise, and he ain't letting anybody forget his name. He's not letting anybody forget his name. So this offseason, this preseason, these 3 games are going to prove a lot. It's going to prove a lot. The leg up in this is obviously Quentin Morris. I love Quentin Morris. I'm a big fan of Quentin Morris, but he's got the leg up. But Zach Davidson is 6'7". That's size. You bring that brother into the red zone, bro. That's problems. That's big problems. So listen, man, I'd rather have that brother on my squad than anybody else. So big shout out to the depth chart for now. That's the for now depth chart. What say you on the depth chart? People, talk to me. Are we liking it? Zach is balling. Listen, he's been doing really good. Shorter is a cut and Shavers. Yo, man. Have you heard anything about Justin Shorter? No. I've not heard a peep about Justin Shorter. Maybe a play here or there, but not enough to say you're pushing for receiver 5 and pushing for receiver 6. Tyrell Shavers has surpassed your behind. So what's the deal? What is the deal? I mean, I guess sometimes, man, it's a bad fit. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's not working out. Who knows, man? Maybe he goes somewhere else. He's not making the squad. Maybe they keep him on the practice squad. They tuck him away on the practice squad. Do they like him enough to do that? Does he feel that he's too big time? I deserve a shot somewhere else. Who knows, man? I mean, we've seen it that people can be developed. Tyrell Shavers being one of them. Kyrie Elam being another. Christian Benford being another. Right? Jamarcus Ingram being another. He's pushing for a spot as well. So, I mean, we could talk about that. We could definitely talk about that. But anyway, Shorter, he's probably as good as gone, brother. Listen, man, Bill I am. He's probably as good as gone. You ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying. My girl Laura says, yo, Mac is a lock. Mafia loves him. I kind of do too. He's a true individual, regardless of if you agree or not. If he sucks, well, I never said this. Well, we heard you, girl. We heard you. But yeah, man, listen. If you're not going to be one of the elite guys on the squad, you better be a locker room guy. But you have to have some kind of ability to prove why you should be on the squad. And then be a locker room guy on top of that. That gives you the edge. And he might be one. He might actually be the guy that he might be the guy that actually gets a captain. Seriously, think about all the guys that we lost on this squad, and think about you're gonna need a special teams captain. It probably won't be Tyler Bass. It probably won't be a punter. I mean, we lost. It's eluding me right now. Our special teams powerhouse from last year, Saran Neal. We lost Saran Neal. We lost a lot of these guys, man. Maybe they make Reed Ferguson captain. I don't know. We'll see. But Mac Hollins is definitely in the running to get captaincy for the special teams crew. So we'll see. We shall see. So let's we've done the offensive side of the ball. Let's check out the defensive side, folks. That special teams value is going to be important for kickoffs too, man. Perhaps extra tight end is the way to go. Plus, Knox can be injury prone. Hey, listen, man. You ain't lying. I know somebody in the chat said, "Yo, hide him on practice squad." Maybe you can get away with hiding him, but probably not for long. If he keeps making noise like this, someone will scoop him because everybody's watching everybody. Trust me, size like that, you want that. You want that. That sounds kind of weird, but you know what that means. You know what I mean. Isaac Allen says, "Yo, Rico, we want to hear you talk some special teams, big names to replace in Matakevich and Neal." It's true. So your special teams, I mean, you still got some core special teams players, right? So you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Give me a second, man. I'm glad you brought that up because we're about to go to the defensive side of the ball / special teams. So, by the way, if you guys are enjoying the show, you guys know what to do. Smash that like. We're around the season. We're just around to start the season. I need to get warmed up. So when these post-game shows come on, your boy is hyped up and ready to go. And I'm ready to talk my ish. I'd rather not talk my ish. I want to be able to celebrate in all these wins that we'll be getting. But I mean, shoot, you know what time it is when it's time to talk my ish. You know I'm going to do it. So that being said, let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Let's talk defense. Let's talk a little defense, folks. Right? So here we are. So I know we were talking about the specialists and special teams, right? So let me move away, so you kind of have an idea, you know what I'm saying, of what we're working with. We'll go to the special teams afterwards. Let's talk about this defense first, all right? So here's the depth chart for this upcoming game and what we're looking at right now, right this second. So AJ Epinesa is a top dog, right? You got Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, you got Greg Rousseau, and let's move over to Dwayne Smoot. We're going to talk about Dwayne Smoot in just a moment. Austin Johnson, Dwayne Carter, one of my favorites on this team, and Von Miller. I mean, listen, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, so I'll just point so you guys can see what I'm looking at, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then you got Von Miller 5. Dwayne 6. I'm going to go down to 7. Austin Johnson 8, or maybe it's Deshaun Williams or Kingsley Jonathan, right? Over here. Kingsley Jonathan is still, where am I pointing here? There we go. Kingsley Jonathan is not, he's still in it. And don't forget, look at way over here. I'm trying to like be like a weatherman over here. Way over here. This is hard, man. Way over here. You know, this guy right here is one of my favorites. He's definitely going to make the squad. He's definitely making that squad. Cameron Klein has absolutely been making us a lot of noise. So don't sleep on Cameron Klein. And you got Casey Toohill. Bro, that defense is going to be hard for these guys to make a decision. Maybe they keep 8. They won't keep 8. Maybe they got to keep like 9, 8 or 9. I can't remember what the ratio was last year. So think about it. You got AJ Epinesa, Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, Greg Rousseau, Von Miller. There's your 5. Dwayne Carter 6. Dwayne Smoot 7. He's definitely making the team. Javon Solomon 8. And maybe Cameron Klein 9. Or maybe we need another defensive tackle and we say Deshaun Williams 9. Or maybe Kingsley Jonathan 9. I don't see us keeping 10. Bro, good luck. That's going to be a tough one. Now, you are really going to have to bust your butt. If you want to make this team, you have to stand out. You got to stand out. And if you don't stand out, well, the team is somewhat already made. I mean, listen, 85% of the team, the coaches already know who's making the squad or not. In that 15%, we'll call it 80%. In that 20%, that's where the coach is like, well, we're not sure. Let's see who steps up and who really does that. So you got a 20% chance of making this freaking squad, man. You got to bust your butt. And the competition is steep. The competition is steep. We'll see. We shall see. So my man Isaac says, yo, there's too many to keep. In my opinion, we spent too much draft capital on the linebacker room and should have beefed up our new shaky secondary. Our shaky secondary is not as shaky as you think it is, man. I think everybody's having a damn good year, man. I'm just saying. 8 or 9, but this year we have to keep 6 linebackers, man. Last season we had everyone injured. So that's another thing. So we're going to get into the linebacker room, right? So the defensive line, we see what's going on. So let's talk defensive linebacker position, right? So obviously your big dogs are Terrell Bernard and Matt Milano. We already see that. So here we go. Terrell Bernard, Matt Milano. Your third linebacker is Dorian Williams. You already know what time with Dorian Williams. He's slated to have a really solid year. You're not cutting Nicholas Moreau. You just brought him in. He's a former captain. He's a green sticker, meaning like he's called plays, so he's cerebral enough to remember stuff and be a leader on that squad. So Matt Milano, Terrell Bernard, Dorian Williams, Nicholas Moreau. Here we go. I'm a big fan of Bale Inspector. Bale Inspector 5. Do we keep a 6th linebacker? Eddie Elafucio? Do you go to Deion Jones? Is Deion Jones, on the outside looking in? At one point, he was a pretty good player in this league. Maybe it's easier than I thought it would be. Eddie Elafucio would be the 5th linebacker. Maybe 6. We go 6. I don't know. But 5 might be the number that we stick at. I think we go with 5 linebackers. But when we had to call AJ Klein, that tells you how easily, some things can happen. And we don't know 1,000% how back Milano is. How back are you? And these games are going to allow us to know what's going on. I know Eddie Elafucio is hurt. I know that. But, he's still got a chance to potentially make this team as a depth piece. But Bale Inspector should be slated to be that guy. I'm not sleeping on Bale Inspector. I still love Bale Inspector on the squad. So you got your top 3. Then you got, obviously, Nicholas Moreau's your 4. Bale Inspector being 5. I think you roll with 5. Maybe you go with 6. And now it's going to be between Elafucio or Deion Jones. Who knows, man? Who knows? We'll see how that goes. But that's what we're looking at right now. That being said, the linebacking crew to me is quite simple. That one's a pretty simple way to do it. And then you got your cornerback room. Well, people are making noise. Daquan Hardy, I was supposed to say Daquan Jones. Daquan Hardy is making noise. Jamarcus Ingram making noise. So your top dogs, you already know what time it is, right? Teron Johnson, Rasul Douglas, Christian Benford. There's your top 3. Kyrie Elam 4. Right? Then you got Cam Lewis 5. I'm moving all over the place. Let me see if I can try to. There we go. Cam Lewis 5. And Jamarcus Ingram 6. Or are we looking at Corey Couch or Daquan Hardy? Daquan Hardy is a return guy. Bro. 5. Listen, cornerback 5-6. This is where you're going to have to see what's going on. Do we keep 5? Maybe we just keep 5 corners. But you can never have too many corners. You can never have too many corners. So you gotta, you know what I mean? So you gotta have some depth there because at any moment, something can happen. We had to trade for Rasul Douglas. Think about it. We had to trade for Rasul Douglas. We had to give up a 3rd-round pick for him. So we're gonna keep some corners now. We're gonna keep some corners. So I like the group that we have. Cam Lewis is listen, you can put him outside, you can put him in the nickel. Daquan Hardy, this guy right here, you can put him outside, you can put him in the middle. He's moving his way to boundary. So he's been really pushing it. Terrell Burgess, this guy over here, had an interception to end the day today. So everybody's trying to get in there. Everybody's trying to get in there. So competition is crazy. And that's what you want in camp. I don't want the team to be set already where we know what time it is. No, man, you gotta push. You gotta push to make this team, man. So cornerback room is set. And now the safety room. I've been hearing some things, bro. Look who's starting. Look who's starting this weekend's game. Taylor Rapp and Damar Hamlin. D-Ham. Is Damar Hamlin all the way back? And I'm saying all the way back, meaning he is officially free from the prison in his mind of, could this thing happen to me again? Can he get back to the promising rookie that came out of Pittsburgh that could really come in and lay the lumber and really get in there. Listen, man, Coach is a great developer. He develops players. Jordan Poyer was just a depth piece for the Browns at one point, and they got him to a all-pro po. We call him all-pro po. So to sit here and poo-poo on Damar Hamlin, we can't. If he's all the way back and he can develop the way he's supposed to develop, and he's taking full advantage of his opportunities, shoot, Mike Edwards is hurt. Is Cole Bishop ready? Just yet? Shit. It might be Taylor Rapp and Damar Hamlin. Now, I saw a lot of comments saying, if you got Taylor Rapp and Damar Hamlin as your safeties, bombs away. Bombs away. Yo, the disrespect, man. Give these guys some respect. Like, look at think about the scheme they're in. Think about the defensive corner they have. You know what I'm saying? Think about where they're going to be situated. They're going to put them in the right position. And you're going into what, your third year Damar Hamlin? Third or fourth year? Come on, man. He's got the experience. Now it's just about putting what you've learned and apply it to the field. Like I already spoke to you guys. Taylor Rapp is having a fantastic season. Off season. I love what he's been doing. But we brought in Kareem Jackson. 15-year vet. The boy can play. He knows exactly where to be. So I'm not sleeping on him to make some differences. And obviously we got the rookie Cole Bishop. Cam Lewis can partake at the center, at the safety position. And obviously we got Kareem Jackson. I think we signed we brought in Burgess. We just brought in Burgess from the LA Rams, I believe. So keep that in mind, folks. Keep that in mind. And last but not least, special teams. We got to talk about special teams. We can't just dismiss special teams. Reed Ferguson, the all reliable Reed Ferguson, big fan of Reed. And obviously the punter is going to be Sam Martin. Tyler Bass is our kicker. Now return specialist. This is what it's going to come down to. It's KJ Hamler or it's Daquan Hardy. It's between those two. And how it's going to be determined, it's not about who can obviously, who could be the better returner, because they're both solid returners. It's, if I keep you, are you enough of an asset on your side of the football? If I keep you, are you going to be a piece to help this offense? Hamler, you got the speed. I know you can get down the field. I know that. Will I be able to use you? Or are you going to be a TJ Graham? A bum? Which is it? Or Daquan Hardy? Are you good enough to be, if I need to put you in a pinch where somebody went down, concussed, or pulled a hammy, and I need you in there? Teron Johnson, he's already known to get a couple concussions here and there. What if he goes down? Are you ready to get in there and be physical? Because Teron Johnson is an absolute dog and he's physical. Can you be physical and help that run team and run game? That's what it's going to come down to. So I'm really interested in who this return specialist is going to be. I think it's between the two of them. I can't see it being Andy Isabella. This guy pulled a Paul Pierce the other day and got scraped on the shin. I don't know how bad it was. That brother got scraped on the shin and they took his ass off like on a stretcher. What? In what world? Man, put a Band-Aid on that bitch and let's go back out there and play. 2 days later, he's back out there. So who knows? Andy Isabella might be in the mix as well. Shoot, if he wasn't in the mix last year, I can't see him being in the mix this year, especially when we brought in specialists that could do the job. I could be wrong. But anyway, that's where we're at right now. Daquan Hardy, we got Avery Johnson. Ty Johnson obviously can return. So if we need him in a pinch, he could be the guy that we just say, hey, go out there and field the kick and call it a day. But I want someone that is a threat. So that being said, folks, I apologize. We spent some time on the depth chart, but this is what you're going to see during the game. So what takes place now? Who's trending? Who's doing what? Who's going to be a guy that you should be paying attention to? So I got 5 names that I feel that are going to be people that are trending in the right direction. And some of them I've already spoken on. So this is just going to be me just kind of recapping, if you will. But first things first, Damar Hamlin. Damar Hamlin has an absolute opportunity. Let's call it a buck here, folks. Damar has gone through some shit. All right. All the publicity and all that stuff, he got it. It's done with. Now it's time to play football. Now it's time to prove that you can actually play. There was a lot of conversation about, well, the only reason he made the team last year was they couldn't have the heart to cut him. No pun intended. They didn't have the heart to cut him. So we got to keep him. PR sake, it would be a nightmare. How could the Bills do that? He got hurt on their field and they were under his care. And now you cut him. You want nothing to do with him. So they kept him. Whether true or not, that was the conversation being had. Let's be real. You know that. Shit, I even thought about it. They're only keeping that brother because it would be a terrible look if they cut him. So maybe he's heard it. But now you have an official offseason. You're not sitting behind Micah Hyde. You're not sitting behind Jordan Poyer. You absolutely have an opportunity here, a real opportunity. And during training camp, they were interchangeable, right? It was him. Then it was Cole Bishop, a little bit of Mike Edwards. Then he got hurt. Then it was Cole Bishop. Then he got hurt. And then it was Damar Hamlin. And Damar Hamlin's been in. So he has a legitimate chance to really do work. He really does. I'm looking forward to it. Aren't you? I want to see what he really truly does have. What if he turns out to be a baller? Like he's truly ready to go. And him and Taylor Rapp. That's a combo. I did not see that coming. Taylor Rapp and Damar Hamlin. Well, if they're doing the trick, then damn it, do the trick. So trending player number 1, Damar Hamlin. And right now, he's going to be leading the way. And starting next to, I mean, obviously it's preseason, but it doesn't really mean a whole lot. But if he can really establish himself and have a grasp and hold on to it, he makes a couple big plays, makes a couple big run stops, maybe gets a pick here and there, takes one back to the house. We talking now. We'll see. That's number 1. Player number 1, Damar Hamlin. Player number 2. I've been hearing a lot about this player. Dwayne Smoot. Dwayne Smoot, 29 years of age. Free agent signee. At first, I thought it was just another name. Throw him in there. But he's been making noise in training camp. He is disruptive to the point where he is going to absolutely be in heavy rotation on this defense. AJ Epinesa, Greg Rousseau, you got Von Miller, Dwayne Smoot. Throw in Javon Solomon, excuse me. Watch out. Dwayne Smoot. I think he's good. Listen, he's been doing well. I love it. And if they continue to, I mean, they're talking about essentially him he's locked in. He's a lock to make this squad. And if he's already a lock, sign me up. Why not? Let's talk about that. Dwayne Smoot. I love it, man. My man Isaac says Dwayne Smoot could, let me click that. Dwayne Smoot could be like Jordan Phillips, man. When you first got to Buffalo, could just hear a Ralph's going smooth. You know it, man. You know the Ralph is going to be ready to go. Smooth. You know that's what's going to be happening. So Dwayne Smoot has absolutely been, he's all over the headlines. People are talking about him every day. He's making a play. Every day he's doing something. He's disruptive. He's doing something. So trending player, I'm looking forward to seeing him in the preseason game. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in that preseason game. I'm loving it. Big shout out to Dwayne Smoot. Let me keep rolling here. Let me keep rolling here with trending players. All right. So trending player, we got Damar Hamlin. We got Dwayne Smoot. Listen, KJ Hamler. These last few days, I've been hearing more about KJ Hamler and more about his use on the offensive side of the ball. We also know that he's in to be a return guy. So problem is this position is saturated with talent. Like you're on the outside looking in. If we're keeping it a buck, Chase Claypool has an absolute shot to make this squad. MVS, financially, there's a $2 million dead cap hit if we cut him and we feel like he's not good enough. And they gave him $1 million guaranteed. He has a good chance he makes his squad. He hasn't really shown anything. He hasn't really shined a light and really said, okay, MVS is on the squad. There are times where I'm like, yo, did MVS do anything? Oh, he dropped a big, huge bomb by himself. Got it. But then makes a play right after. So who knows? So Hamler, although trending in the right direction because he could make this squad by being the return guy, he's got to do something on the offensive side of the ball. He's got a very steep uphill climb. But I'm liking what I've been hearing. So big shout out to my guy. Zach Davidson. Yo, he has come on the last couple weeks. Now, here's a conversation that could be had, that probably will be had, if he continues to trend upwards and if he comes out in these next 2 to 3 preseason games and he just is undeniable. You can't deny his skill set. You can't deny his prowess. You can't deny his ability. He's just making plays. The conversation should be, do we keep 5 receivers and keep 4 tight ends? That is absolute wild to me. Because you keep 5 receivers, there goes your return guy. Who's your guy? Because your 5 receivers, obviously you know who your 3 are. 4, Mac Hollins. 5, MVS. So who's going to return? I can't see keeping 4 tight ends. So there's your position battle. Zach Davidson, the 6'7" tight end, nimble, agile, against Quentin Morris. And I like Quentin Morris. Quentin Morris has the advantage. He knows the system. He knows he can play faster. But if Zach Davidson continues to trend upwards, he continues to do work and continues to create chemistry and build chemistry with the backup quarterback and gets in some time with Josh Allen, and Josh Allen gives him the, I like that guy, thumbs up, Quentin Morris might be on his way out. Zach Davidson might be tight end number 3. And now when you go to the red zone, you got Dawson Knox, Kincaid, Davidson. Problems. That's what I see. I see problems. I'd like to see something. I mean, listen, this is why we have camp. This is why we have training camp. Nobody's a lock all the way unless you position number 1 or 2. You got drafted high. Bro, all these back end guys are fighting tooth and nail. Davidson could carve a spot for him on this team, but you got to beat out Quentin Morris. You got to beat him out. It's just that simple. Now, if you don't make the squad, can they stash you on the practice squad? Does someone poach you? I've seen too many times that the Bills put somebody on the practice squad and yeet, they get yeeted. Yeet, they pull his ass and gone. So that's the nature of the business. So we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out, how that all shakes out. Zach Davidson, I don't know. I mean, I'm rooting for everybody to make the team. You want to keep everybody, but you can't. But I'm a fan of Quentin Morris, man. I like what Quentin Morris, he makes the most of his opportunities. But shit, so is Zach Davidson. So, shoot, let's roll. All right. Let's keep it rolling. To the guys that are trending in the right direction, that are doing big things. So we talked about Dwayne Smoot. We talked about KJ Hamler. We talked about Zach Davidson. Who else you think I'm thinking that is trending in the right direction? Well, we got to talk about it. That's Daquan Hardy. Dude's vertical is 42.5. 42.5 to 5'9" corner that can play nickel and outside boundary. Has a 42.5 vertical with a 10.6 broad jump and runs a 4.38. That's explosive speed. To me, that's coming out of the words of McDermott, those are coming out of his own mouth. That's your luck. That's who's probably going to be your return guy. They drafted him specifically to be a returner. Now he's turning more heads as a DB, double whammy. But that might be your guy that returns kicks. I mean, when he was back at Penn State, he was dying to be a kick returner. Coach was hating on him. He's like, nah, man, you're not ready for that. And then finally he got his opportunity. 2 punt return kicks to the house later. All right, bet. You that dude. But 42.5 vertical, 10.6 broad jump, boy, that boy is explosive. Daquan Hardy, trending in the right direction. He might be our return guy. So hopefully this plays out well for him in these upcoming preseason games. Last but not least, this guy right here, This guy right here, number 22, Ray Davis. Ray Davis is trending perfectly. He, in my opinion, will be on the field a lot, especially when we get into the red zone. He pass blocks very well. He can catch out of the backfield extremely well. He's an overall good runner inside and out, and he can run away from you. He can run away from you. And he's got the perfect prototypical frame that can take the bruising of a running back that he takes during these games. So the 1-2 punch between James Cook and Ray Davis is right here, trending in the right direction. And when he takes his opportunity, you know he's there. He's about that life. So I'm loving everything I'm seeing and hearing about Ray Davis and what he's been doing in camp. And I can't wait to see him in these games. I think he's going to be great. I'm excited about Ray Davis. I mean, you guys also saw when he got drafted how jacked I was, because I've been following this guy all offseason and before the draft, all that stuff. I was like, yo, man, if we could squeeze that brother on this team, I'd be amazed. And here he was. I mean, you guys saw me live. I was sitting here with no way. Did we just? Oh, I was excited. I was jacked up. So I'm listening. I'm waiting for it. But the one thing is, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he ain't got. I mean, I've read a couple times where he's put the football on the ground. He's put the football on the ground a couple times now. Not a fan. Not a fan of that at all. But so has James Cook. So we can't have two running backs be doing that. Clean that act up, fellas. Clean it up. Clean it all the way up. So Ray Davis, definitely a player that is trending in the right direction. I'm a big fan, and I'm looking forward to seeing way more of him. And strong camps. I mean, let's talk about it before I get out of here. There's been some players that have had some strong camps this year, and one of them that you can absolutely talk about having a strong camp is this guy right here, Kaiir Elam. Kaiir Elam has. I was like, it's almost like I'm so proud of this guy, man. You went from like talk a whole lot of big ish. Give me that playbook, put it on the plane, let's go. And it was a disaster. I mean, I don't want to call it a disaster, because anytime that he got on the field, there were some moments where you're like, that wasn't good. And there's some moments where you're like, interception, what? Okay. Dolphins game, the Pittsburgh game, that was a great interception. And he's not afraid to get his nose dirty and get into the run support. So Kaiir Elam, I really want to see how they're going to use this guy. I really do. I feel like he's going to be on the field a lot. And if this confidence continues, big things, man, because we're probably going to need him when defense is not playing their best and they need to shut somebody down. Kaiir Elam might be the X factor that helps that. We shall soon see, by the way. Hey, by the way, big shout out to everybody tuned in. By the way, if you're watching on X, Twitter, salute to you. Do me a favor, retweet this, hit that little heart, and let's keep it pushing. You're saluting on YouTube. Salute to you guys watching on YouTube. Appreciate it. Share this wherever you like, and smash that like while you guys are here. And if you guys have not hit the notification bell, do me a favor, hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss this offseason. It's going to be fun. You don't want to miss preseason, and you definitely don't want to miss the season. My man Zbot and I are going to be active. And my man Pierre, game days. You know what time it is, man. So let's roll. Now, Kaiir Elam is the one guy that's I see trending, and I'm loving how he's been looking. And obviously, there's some more players that stood out to me. Von Miller. We're starting to hear that Von Miller is feeling more like himself. We're starting to hear that he's getting around that corner. He's bending. He's got that bend back. If you can get around that and you can dip and get around, and your knee bend does not give you any issues, shoot, we might have ourselves a real problem with Von Miller, a motivated Von Miller. Mind I say that, a motivated Von Miller. So shoot, ain't nothing crazier than when you have someone that's motivated to walk and really get in there and whoop some ass. So there might be some problems with the league, boy. There might be some problems for the league. So that being said, those were my trending players, and that I wanted to touch on, and that's the ones I had graphics for. But the others that are amongst the trending players that I feel that have had a strong camp, it goes Christian Benford, Kaiir Elam we spoke about, Von Miller, Kincaid, and Taylor Rapp. We've heard really good things about Taylor Rapp and Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver has just been a freaking menace, and he continues. He's the double sack season guy this year. He's getting his double-digit sacks this year. He's got to. He's close. He was on the fringe. I think he gets it this year. I really do. So that being said, that's it for me, man. So we got one more day of camp, one more day of practice, and we say bye-bye to St. John Fisher. And these guys, they move back to their homes, and now the next games, listen, man, it's going to be at the Highmark Stadium. That's where we're going to start watching these guys play and go from there, man. It's going to be fun. So first game in the books, Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. If you guys know where it is, smash that like. If you guys know where that's from, smash that like. But yeah, we got the Bears, man. And Caleb Williams is going to be, apparently he's going to be starting. So we're going to see some Caleb Williams play. We're going to see Odonze. I'm sure we're going to see Roma Donze. We're going to see Keenan. Bro, that team is going to be a problem, bro. I saw a little bit of a couple clips from Roma Donze. Brother, that boy is going to be a absolute stud. Keenan Allen's already established. He's a stud already. He's got some things to prove. And then you got DJ out there. Woo! That Bears team is no joke. I was talking to wifey just today, and she goes, so like, I was telling her, yeah, I gotta watch the because she's like, the girls have soccer. She's telling me all about the weekend. I was like, time out. It's like, what? I was like, what time are these games at? She's like, well, there's one on Friday. I was like, bet, that's cool. There's one Saturday morning at 8. I was like, oof, fine. And then there's one at 2:30. I was like, can't do it. It's like, why? I was like, the game is on. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, the game is on. It's preseason. You already know what time it is. Don't even talk to me. Don't even try to, but this, that. No. It's preseason. I got to watch. I got to scout. I got to see who's doing what. I got to be part of the conversation. So it's not happening. The girls are just going to do just fine without daddy being there. Now, she goes, well, who are they playing? I was like, the Bears. She's like, it's the Bears. I was like, hold on now. It ain't just the Bears. It ain't just the Bears now. The Bears are not the Bears. They are like a fancy type of Bears team now. They're ready to, you know what I'm saying, make some noise this year. They got a new quarterback. They got a new attitude. They got brand new weapons all over the place. I'm sitting here explaining it to her, and I'm like, I forgot who I was talking to because she was like, okay, and I was like, I'm all getting excited, and then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot who I'm talking to. So yeah, so it's not just the same old Bears. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different now. Yeah, but it's in preseason. I know it's preseason, but why do I gotta explain that to you? It's football. Period. That's it. All right. You know this. Every time around this time of year, I don't want to hear it. The season starts now. Season, and sometimes you gotta stick to it. You gotta stick to it so they know. Like, don't try to deviate from the plan. Once the season starts, it's a wrap. It's go time. Anyway, so folks, that's it for me. That is my time. Listen, man, we like I said, we're gonna get back to rolling and get back into the routine. So you're gonna see a lot more BF and a lot more stuff that we're gonna talk about. I mean, shoot, football is here, folks. Football is here. Oh my goodness, I forgot. We're playing Tremaine Edmonds. We're playing Tremaine Edmonds and them boys, man. So yeah, we're gonna get at them, man. That team, listen, that team is gonna be low key pretty good, man. Before we get out of here, you got the AFC North, tough division. You got the NFC North. That's a tough division. I mean, minus potentially the Vikings, that's a damn good division. I'm thinking, like, what's the next best division? AFC East has got to be the next best. Dolphins, Bills, Jets. That's going to be a tough one. The AFC West, you know what I'm saying, with the Chargers, maybe they'll be better this year. And then you obviously got the Chargers, the Chiefs, and then you got the Raiders. The Raiders ain't looking to lay down for anybody. And the NFC West? Is NFC West considered like a tough division? The 49ers. I mean, I don't really see them as a tough division per se. Seattle, Arizona, I don't know. I don't really look at them as one of the top dogs. But the AFC East, AFC North, NFC North, and obviously, I mean, shoot, man, NFC East maybe. But I mean, I don't know what the Giants are going to do. Eagles, we'll see how the Eagles play out. Obviously, Dallas Cowboys will be all right. Shoot, that might be a good division too, man. We'll see. Eagles, Giants, Not bad. You got the Dallas Cowboys. Who am I missing in that East? The Commanders? The Commanders might be sneaky good this year, man. Yo, listen. Football's back. Football is back. So, folks, enjoy the rest of your night. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you guys did enjoy the show, do me a favor. Comment. If you got to this point in the show, comment this right here. We back, baby. I want you to comment right now if you're watching on the playback. If you got to this point, say, we back, baby. I want the algorithms to know that we back. The BF is back, and we're ready to get these streams rolling and get everybody juiced up for these games, man. This is going to be fun. So, folks, football is back. We back. So that's my time. Enjoy yourselves. Have yourself a fantastic evening. We will catch you guys on the flip side.
Buffalo Fanatics.
It's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's the Rico Report. And we're going to catch you guys on the flip side.
Yeah.
It's your boy. And I'm gone. Y'all have a great night. And we'll catch you guys.
Play good,
Peace.
be humble. Number 17, the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Ay, I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Ay, I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Just like Rico, going live, talking to my people. Cause the team's driven like West Hurt. Other teams can't, it's a repo. The opponents gotta call up Triple O. Bills Mafia, we heating up, we too electrical. We got Bean the Plug, electric show. We wired up, hit up Rico, he fired up. We know where we stand on the power ranking. Other teams fans in the comments hating, we block them all. We protecting Josh. Salute to him, he the general now. Rico got legends for interviews. How the Buffalo Bills got the best fan base. Away games, red, white, blue in the crowd. Hey, I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Play good, be humble. Number 17, the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Ay, I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Ay, I'm a